rise of the video reels. So a couple metrics for you, 84 minutes per day. People are spending about 84 minutes per day watching videos. Think about that, 84 minutes a day watching videos. 88% of them also mentioned that they have been convinced to buy a product or service after watching a video. 88% after watching a video, they decided in their mind that they're going to be purchasing that product or service. Now, 90% of the vertical videos, so meaning videos that are like straight, okay, instead of horizontal, 90% of them are completed. That means that the person watched the whole video all the way through. 90% of those vertical videos have been watched all the way through compared to horizontal ones. So what does that mean? So what that means is that videos are going to rule 2023, okay, specifically short form reels. Now, TikTok started that trend. Okay, so TikTok came along, they're like, hey, let's do these really short reels, 30-second, 1-minute reels where people can watch. And so it turns out that that was a hit. And it was such a hit that other social media companies have developed their own reels. So that's why you start to see Instagram reels. That's why you start to see Facebook reels. That's why you're starting to see Twitter even contemplating, maybe we should create some sort of Twitter reel. Maybe even LinkedIn. LinkedIn is thinking, hey, maybe we should create some sort of short form video. So short form videos are dominating. And in fact, they're very organic, meaning that if you post a reel, your first reel ever could get a few thousand people to watch. That's how powerful short form reels are. So right now, if you post a picture or a regular video, it might get, 50, 100, 200 people to watch it. But if you post a reel, it could get thousands of people to watch it. That's the power of reels. So you're going to reach more people by posting it. Now, that being said, let's talk about just the power of video right now, because some of you might not still be convinced. You're like, all right, Phong, I've heard many people tell me to do video. I'm still not convinced. Okay, and that's okay, because what I'm about to share right now might convince you about the power of video. So has anybody ever heard of a YouTuber named Mr. Beast? Mr. Beast. He is the #1 most subscribed YouTuber in the country, in the US. He has 130 million subscribers, the last time I checked, which was last week. 130 million subscribers. That's nearly a third of the country, of the US, is subscribed to Mr. Beast. Okay, so think about that. Now, here are some numbers. He's doing about $20 million in ad revenue. So YouTube pays him $20 million plus because he's bringing that many eyeballs. Mr. Beast started his own burgers, Mr. Beast Burgers. That made over $100 million last year. And then he started his own Hershey's sort of spinoff. You guys know Hershey's, the candy bar? He's like, hey, let's start a new one called Feastables. Did over $10 million last year. And then YouTube came along. They're like, wow, Mr. Beast is a beast. We're going to offer him $1 billion to buy all of it. His channel, his enterprises, $1 billion would it be? And guess what? He said no, because turns out it probably is worth over $10 billion. And guess how old Mr. Beast is? Mr. Beast is 24 years old. 24 years old. He's generating millions of dollars. And why? Because he's utilizing video to the extent that where it just drives so much attention. So as we really, as the business eventually evolves in a digital age, the people that are going to win are the people that are grabbing your attention. Okay, who can amass the most attention? So just like how oil used to be like whoever produces the most oil rules the world, right? Now it's going to be whoever amasses the most attention will rule the world. So the key is, how can I amass more attention for myself and my business? Because in order for someone to buy your product or service, you're going to have to get their attention first, right? So if you are able to figure that out through video, it will make you rich if you're able to crack that code. So here are some tips on mistakes to avoid, okay, once it comes to social media. So 2 biggest mistakes I see. The first one is not doing enough of it. So some people here are posting once a week, 3 times a week. That's okay. And maybe some of you are not posting at all, and that's okay. We all have to start from somewhere. But you want to get to the point where you can at least post between 1 to 4 times a day. So 1 time a day at the very minimum, 4 times a day if you're completely serious and you really want to crush your business goals. Because the more content you put out, the more people are going to see it. The more people that know about your business, the more sales and the more revenue you're going to do. It's that simple. And so the key is, how can I create more content? So definitely focus on how you can be posting 1 to 4 times a day. That's the first mistake that people make, is not posting enough content. The second mistake people make is they're not doing it consistently. And so they don't have a plan or a strategy on how they can post consistently day in and day out. You know, some days they might feel like posting, some days they might not. And so the key is, how can I really systematize this? How can I create a discipline around posting? You know, I see some health people on here. I'm a health nut as well, right? We like to exercise every day, or we like to eat healthy every day. We like to take care of ourselves. Well, the health for business is now going to be content. Okay, that's the health for business. And so if you can figure out how to consistently post content, that's going to equate to a healthy business in the long term. So think about, you know, number 1, increasing the amount of times you're posting, and number 2 is posting consistently. So the best video practices, as far as like, okay, Phong, I know I need to be posting video. I see the value in it. Mr. Beast is making billions of dollars by posting video. How can I start? So here are some video best practices. Number 1 is your video content needs to fall within 2 categories, or both. So number 1, it needs to be entertaining. So Mr. Beast is very entertaining. If you watch his videos, he does a great job entertaining people, and that's why people like to watch him. Number 2 is educational. So people are watching it and they're learning something from your content. So it has to fall within one or 2 of those categories, or both. If you can figure out how to do both, that's even better. But it has to be entertaining or educational. Now, it needs to be short form. If it's a reel, it needs to be short form. And in my experience, videos that are 30 seconds or less do better. So figure out how you can condense your message in under 30 seconds. Another tip is add a hook. So a hook is the first 3 seconds. There has to be a compelling message that will hook the watcher, the viewer, to watch the full video, inspire them to watch the full video. So yeah, I'm sure that many of you, and you can start studying, okay, hop on TikTok, hop on Facebook Reels, and start watching which videos get your attention within the first 3 seconds, and see what that hook is. And so if you study it, rather than just mindlessly consuming content, you actually study it and think about, okay, well, what makes this video, you know, so good that's grabbing my attention and making me want to watch the whole video. And so hook might sound something like this. So if I'm doing a video on marketing, my hook might be 3 marketing mistakes you're making right now. And then I go into it, right? That's the hook. It's like, okay, well, what are the 3? That makes me want to, you know, to watch the full video. If you're a health expert, it might be something like 3 health mistakes that are killing you. Okay, something like that. You know, it's a hook. It makes me want to watch the full video. So as you play around with the hooks, you start to get good at it. You're like, okay, I know what's going to grab people's attention. And you can look at the analytics, right? You can see which videos do better and look at the hook that you had for that video the more you create. So number 3 is create a hook. And number 4 is it needs to be 1080 by 1920. Those are the video dimensions. So 1080 by 1920 is vertical instead of horizontal. So if you like record from your phone and you do it straight, That's 1080 by 1920. If you move your phone to the side, that's horizontal. That's not really that popular anymore. You want to focus on the vertical because that's how people are consuming. A lot of people are consuming the video is through their phone. So those are my tips for this month. We're going to go into the Q&A, but just to recap what I went over, there's the rise in 2023 is going to be the video reels, the rise of the video views, the video reels. There's big brands. People are building a huge brand through video. And the more people you can grab their attention and build an audience, the better. That's going to help your business. Some mistakes: avoid not posting enough and avoid not doing it consistently. And then the video best practices I just shared with you.